Hey Shonda, heard you were talking to Nick, and I'm just going to keep this short and sweet. I'm going to give you quick actionable advice, things you can do to improve your conversion rate here. So, first things first, I do see you have Google Analytics installed, which is good. What we're going to want to do is, I'm going to use this as an example. Go into your analytics, locate this specific page, okay, /freedom, and look at the average session duration. Look how long people are actually spending on this page, because that will give you a good idea of if they're watching the full length of this video or not. Okay, let's say this video is like 5 minutes long, but people only spend on average 2 minutes on the page. This video is a huge conversion asset for you, right? Video sales letter. And if people don't watch the entirety of it, they're only spending 2 minutes on the page, the video is 5 minutes, then okay, we're not leveraging our conversion assets as much as possible. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in all of your long form copy into this little tool called Time to Read. Okay, so now we know your landing page takes around 7 minutes to read. Okay, without knowing your average session duration, we can't really make any informed decisions here. But let's say your average session duration is 2 minutes, page takes 7 minutes to read, video is 5 minutes long. Now we can start making some adjustments, right? If the average session duration is only around 2 minutes, maybe we actually want to make this long form copy and shorten it a little bit and remove some content. Okay. So I always like to reference my data when looking at Google Analytics. You can also look at bounce rate. Another real quick tool you can use is called Hotjar to look at some heat map analysis. I'm going to use another example here. Pull up mobile, scroll map analysis. Okay. So check this out. The first thing I noticed is there's no call to action above the fold. Okay. First time I took a look, I believe you have the button on a timer, but without knowing the average session duration, let's say your button timer is set to pop up 4 minutes in, but on average people only spend 2 minutes on the video. That's a huge problem. Okay. Also, I highly recommend you get this at the top of the funnel, visible above the fold. I personally, when I'm reviewing sites on mobile, I always use this screen resolution. And you can also cross-reference this data in your Google Analytics as well. But what I've found based on my experience is that iPhone SE is the smallest possible screen size that people still use. So we want to optimize for the smallest possible user base. Okay, see this just popped up. It's been around, I've been recording this video for 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I've had the page up for probably a total of 5 minutes. So first things first, you're probably gonna want to actually change the duration of when this timer pops up. You'll wanna test that. And it looks like the button's also not showing on mobile. Okay, so check this out. This tool called Hotjar, highly recommend it. It's free. It does get a little bit more expensive depending on how much traffic you get. You can choose different plans, but check this out. This is what's gonna show us where our average fold is. Okay, you can see in this example, 90% of users see the average fold, which is the top of the funnel. So for you, this is where 90% of your users are seeing. Now notice as I scroll down in this example, users naturally drop off, right? And the name of the game is we want as many users as possible to see our critical conversion assets. So for this company here, the fact that they were featured on Radio Shack is a massive trust factor, right? For you, you're as seen in Entrepreneur Inc., Forbes, World's Greatest Motivators. This is a major trust factor as well, but without Hotjar, for all we know, maybe only 60% of users are seeing this. And if more users saw this, it would drive more action, which is a click-through rate to that button that's on your page. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down. Again, this is why you want to get Hotjar. We don't know how many users are actually seeing these reviews, which again are a huge critical conversion asset, so we might want to test moving these up. Also, this text is a little bit hard to read on mobile. I've found based on my experience with tests is that size 16 pixels font is what converts highest on mobile. So you're good in terms of the text-based version of the site, but these screen grabs of the testimonials, some of the text is a little bit hard to read. So just keep that in mind. This one especially. Okay, so scrolling down, let's take a look. Get your ticket now. I never like to use the word your. I always use the word my. I've tested this extensively. It gives the user ownership over the action they're taking. So I changed this to say get my ticket now. Also, green usually converts best. I know it's an age-old trick when it comes to conversion rate optimization, but based on my experience, green always converts best. So I changed this to green. Get my ticket now, 100% online virtual training, 100% secure checkout. Now, this is your sales page, right? You don't need credit card logos here. Save these for the checkout page. Under here, I would put maybe your money back guarantee, or potentially even just removing those. So here's your money back guarantee, right? Again, Hotjar is going to show us where users naturally drop off, okay? You can see just naturally as I scroll down this long form landing page, you know, only 3.2% make it to the FAQ, right? That's not ideal. For you, for all we know, only 5% of people could be seeing this critical conversion asset, which is your money back guarantee, okay? So something to keep in mind. You might want to test moving this further up. The biggest thing for you, Shanda, though, is really going to be looking at the average session duration and testing the timer of that first CTA that pops up, okay? And of course the CTA text. And I'm just going to do a quick review of, okay, the fact that it says submitting tells me that you built that on an opt-in page in ClickFunnels. So you might just want to rebuild it on a sales page, because from a user experience, that's a little confusing. We just want to keep things super dumbed down. People might think, okay, submitting, like, what does that mean? I didn't put any information in. Okay, money back guarantee, secure order. I like that you have that at the top. Okay, this buy button needs to be a lot bigger. I would also change the text to say pay now. I've seen that work best on checkout CTAs. So pay now, boom, put your 30-day money back guarantee directly below the CTA. And if you can, I do see it here, but again, text is super small, right? So I'd have a big, bold, in your face money back guarantee. Change this to say pay now, change it to green. And if you can, offer PayPal as a payment option, because that, I mean, I'll just tell you from experience, mobile users love to use PayPal as a checkout option. I know most people have gripes with PayPal, they get banned and whatnot, but if you can do it, use PayPal. There's a plugin from CF Pro Tools to get PayPal set up on your funnel. Highly recommend it. And again, with these testimonials, you might want to test moving these up. Without Hotjar, we're going in blind, right? So really, the point I'm trying to drive home for you here in this Loom video is we want to reference our Google Analytics data, look at session duration. We can look at things like bounce rate as well, and our average screen size for users. And then for Hotjar, we can look at where users are naturally dropping off. And one more thing I wanted to cover with you when it comes to Hotjar is we can actually see which CTAs people are clicking and which ones people aren't. So I'm going to give you a quick high-level tip. Get Hotjar. Look out of all the different CTAs you have on your page, right? Because there's one at the top we can see in Hotjar, okay, are people actually engaging with that? And then there's one as I scroll down. Right here, get your ticket now. We can see maybe this button gets more engagement than the button at the very top. Who knows? And I'll tell you this. Let's say this button gets the most engagement, right? That means there's something in this section that is driving the most action. Now, it could be this specific headline, the fact that you're adding in the value stack here with the free additional bonuses. But that is going to be super valuable insight for you. You can identify with Hotjar which CTAs are getting the most clicks, and then look around what's structured around that CTA that's really driving that action and double down on what's working. Could be the headline, could be the fact that it says secure checkout, whatever it is. And then from there, let's say this headline maybe potentially even gets more. Let's say this button, let me backtrack. Let's say this button gets more engagement than the button at the very top of your funnel, right? That tells us that maybe this headline right here is more powerful than your headline that's even at the top of the funnel. So that's why I always like to make testing decisions based on data, okay? So hope you got value from this video. I'm just gonna show you something really quick. We run split tests like this all day long, and I've run probably close to 1,000 tests at this point. Just show you some of the results we've gotten: 1.21 to 1.32, 2.62 to 3.14, 1.4 to 1.92, 1.33 to 2.57. This is all revenue tracking. You can see revenue spiking up from these winning tests that we've hit. So if this is something that interests you, get back with Nico and look forward to potentially hopping on a call with you. Peace.